Everyone, welcome back to Tanya. Um, let's continue. Today is Monday, the 8th of Adar Shani. Let's do this like this. And now let's take a look at something here. Yeah. So yesterday, Sunday, the 7th, began a new parak, chapter 36. And up to that point, we were in chapter 35. And chapter 35 began with the question of why was the Beinon even created? And since he has to struggle his whole life and can't cast off the animal soul, and he just can't get rid of the opponent in himself. And then the author Rebbe says, "Well, we're gonna offer the Benoni as consolation, or two times consolation." And then we read the entire parak, and the author Rebbe didn't say explicitly, "And here is the consolation." However, in retrospect, we can see what it was. I just want to tie that up before going to chapter 36. What is that consolation? The consolation that we see offered to the Benoni, that the author Rebbe says, is that despite the fact that the Benoni is unable to cast off his animal soul and vitalizing soul, and it's not transformed into good, he always has to battle it. Despite that fact, he can accomplish something massive in the purpose of creation, which is what? Which is the suffusion of the divine light over his godly soul and his animal soul and body, even while they're in their incorrigible state. They're not totally transformed. They are not. They stay in animal soul. But even while in animal soul, he can bring his body and animal soul to be completely suffused with the divine light and included into the divine light, as we spoke about. And how is that possible? Because we said that the divine light does not rest except on something which is completely bottled to it. And the only thing bottled to the divine light, the only thing that is completely bottled to the divine light, i.e., the upper will, i.e., Ratzon Elyon, it is his will, it's only his will, which are mitzvot. The mitzvot are batel to him, to God, to the light of God. The mitzvot. So, and the author Rebbe said that the mitzvot is the expressed will of God, and even all the creations come out of these mitzvot, the will of God, as it gets contracted and concealed, and contracted and concealed. So now the creation can come into being as something davar nifrat, something separated, and that its original source and source of life is the Ratzon Elyon, the mitzvot. The mitzvot are the source of life for all created beings. But the mitzvot themselves, without being concealed, without a concealment of the face, the mitzvot themselves are the revealed, expressed will of God, which is one with Hashem, which is one with the light. So when a Jew, which is a body, an animal soul, and divine soul, do mitzvot, when a Jew does a mitzvah, so his divine soul is becoming one with the divine light, and his animal soul, and this is the consolation, his animal soul and body as well, as they are davar nifrat, something separate, get schlepped in and included in and are suffused with the divine light during those minutes and hours and moments that he is involved with that mitzvah. He is completely one with the divine light, and that's the consolation to the Benoni. That despite the fact that he doesn't cast it off, the divine soul, still during his lifetime, as he's working and serving Hashem, he is being completely included and suffused with the divine light. Even his animal side um, has that benefit, and so I think that is the consolation. So now, continuing. Yesterday, we began chapter 36. We talked about Hashem's desire to have a dira in the lower worlds. Nitabe, let's just say, Taklis B'Riz Olam. This is yesterday. Taklis B'Riz Olam Hazehu Nishanita VeHaKadosh Baruch Hu Yolodir B'Tachtoidim. That the purpose of the creation of all the worlds is Hashem desired to have a dwelling down here. And then we said, what do you mean down here, up there, down here? Isn't Hashem everywhere? Don't we understand that Hashem is indeed everywhere? So what do we mean? That then the other Rebbe continued to say that after the world was created, that Hashem was in this place before the world was created, and Hashem has not his presence and existence has not been changed at all, even after the world was created. So it's only to the recipients of the light, to his creations, that it appears to be that there is a difference, a change. And these and the recipients of the light, the creations, can be in such a darkened place, and even to the point that they can say, "Ani va'afsi oid," there's me and nothing else. Okay, so that was yesterday. Let's continue with today, chapter 36. It looks like we're going to sort of a new topic regarding beginning with this idea that Hashem's has a desire, the purpose of creation. Again, the purpose of the creation of the world is that Hashem desired to make a dira down here in this world, a dwelling. So let's understand it. Continuing today, Monday, the 8th of Adar Sheni. V'hinei tachlis yishtashlos ha'olemos v'yirdatam ha'madrega l'madrega eino b'shvil alamos ha'yonim ha'o'il v'lehem yirida or upon yisborech. Behold, that the purpose of the chaining of the worlds, and they're coming down level by level, right? Hashem is concealing his countenance and making cover up after cover up to make a creation. And the purpose of that chaining downward chain is not for the sake of the higher worlds that start high and spiritual and then become more coarse. So that this whole process is not for those higher worlds, not since this constitutes a descent from the light of his countenance, because the highest of all the worlds is still a dark place compared to him himself. So the purpose of this chaining descent going down, down, down is not for the higher worlds, because that's already a descent. So, okay, now, but what? Who the purpose is, it's the lowest, this world that we live in. Shekach, Ola Biratzoni Yisborach, that such went up in the will of Hashem. The Hiyot Nachas Ruach Lefonav Yisborach, to have a Nachas Ruach before Hashem, a pleasure, a delight. What is this delight that Hashem seeks? The iskafir, the forcing of the sitra achra, of the other side, of the kalip, the shell, and the flipping of darkness into light. This is what we've been speaking about, right? With the Benoni, that's what he does. He forces his body and animal soul to do mitzvahs, and thereby the body, the vitality which was once rooted in the klipa and sitra achra, in the other side, is now going to nourish from kedusha, and thereby he's, like it said earlier, he's mahapech the ralatov. And continuing today, Shiyair or Avaya, then what's the result that will shine the light of Hashem? Shiyair or Avaya into Baruch Hu, the infinite light of Hashem, blessed be He, in a place of darkness. The light of Hashem is gonna shine in this place of darkness and the other and place of the other side, the bad side, Shakulo Mazekulo, of this whole world. It's bad in the sense that it's a cover up of Hashem. So we take the cover up and we do mitzvahs, and we reveal the truth, which is that Hashem is in this place, and it's Hashem that's creating everything, and it's Hashem which is the source of life. And now that the light is emerging out of darkness, not just Him. So God, it's not just Him now; it's God. He created the darkness, the cover up, and out of the cover up comes the light. So the light's going to come out. It's going to come out with greater strength and greater intensity. With the advantage of light out of darkness. And it will shine with greater intensity than the radiance in the higher worlds. So it's not the higher worlds are not the purpose. It's this dark place is the purpose, and when the light emerges from the dark, it's going to shine with greater intensity than even the higher worlds. That over there in the higher worlds, light shines, but it's through a concealment, which covers up a ma'astirim, ma'alim, or so baruch hu. and that covers up the infinite light of Hashem Shelo Yibatlu B'Metzios, so that it does not dissolve out of existence, these higher worlds. These higher worlds are high, they're spiritual, but there's a cover up so that they can exist as a world. When we do mitzvahs down here, we reveal the essential light that cannot even is not even shining over there. And that's the end of today's Tanya. We will continue tomorrow. Bezrat Hashem.